Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I want to deal with one of the worst advices you hear from finance YouTubers in helping you build your wealth. For those who are new to the channel, I'm Casey and I'm a lawyer turned financial services advisor, and I've been in the business for 17 years advising clients, millionaire clients and high net worth clients in the marketplace today. So before we get started with the topic, I'd like you to like and subscribe. It will really help the channel to grow. And of course, if you find this helpful, do remember to click the share button and share with some people who could use this advice on the topic I'm talking about. So the advice that I'm talking about that you hear most YouTubers talk about is to clear your debt first, to use the snowballing method and pay the highest interest debt first. And that's how you start building your wealth. Now, here's my problem with this take. These advices that these YouTube finance gurus give you are not even from financial background, or they don't have actual experience dealing with clients and helping people to plan for their financial needs. So of course, theoretically, it is good to clear your debt first, but in practicality, it might not be the right one for you. So let's talk about debt in general. So first of all, not all debt is bad. So I have a privilege of dealing with millionaire clients, high net worth clients, and most of the time, they have debt, or they do take on debt with a low interest rate, depending on the interest rate. And for the purposes of what the debt is more important than the debt itself. Here's what I mean. It's not that debt is bad by itself. The important thing is what you do with that debt and what it's being used for. So the problem is most people use debt, especially when they first come out to work, to finance their lifestyle. Maybe they want to get something from the luxury market, or they want to reward themselves for something they did. So that's how, when debt is used to finance a lifestyle, that's when they get in trouble, and that's not good. So it's all about cash flow actually. It's not really about the debt itself. So here's how you look at cash flow. To make it simply, money coming in, money going out, you should have positive cash flow. That means that you're safe and everything's going within, or you're living within your means. But if it is negative, or for example, if it is not enough, then that's where you fall into debt in general. So if you don't have a positive cash flow, that means you're living on borrowed money and borrowed time. And that's what we call debt. So you might be asking, hey Casey, if you say, that the finance YouTubers advise on clearing your debt first and the snowballing effect of interest rates is bad advice, then what should you do? Number one, you have to buy the correct insurance products. In fact, most of the people who are in affordable income, they have insurance policies. Let me give you an example. In the event that you have a medical emergency, you have to go to the hospital, you have to pay for bills. What is worse? A person who has no medical insurance going to the hospital with a big debt, and that's going to make it even worse because you should be focusing on getting yourself back on your feet. So the other thing besides medical insurance, you can get insurance that replaces your income in case you lose your job. So in some countries, you can buy insurance that way, so that if you lose your job, at least you will get some replacement income for a period of time. Another one that's very common is accident insurance, or probably total or permanent disability insurance, or even temporary or partial disability insurance that can pay you some income in the event you're injured or you're unable to perform at work. And this will help you at least sustain your month-to-month expenses and also start paying off all your loans and sustain your lifestyle so you can still survive. So that excess money that you have, you should not be paying off your debt first. But the first thing you should do is to buy an insurance product that covers all these emergencies, especially when you are working. If you have dependents, that's even more important to do that. If you have people living off your income, for example, if you have a family, or if you have children, or you're going to support someone, or a parent, or an aging parent, that is more important for you. First things first, get the correct insurance product. Number two, start building a secondary source of income. Yes, I understand you have your main job, or the first job, or the job that you're working on. If you don't have, you need to get one first. So if you have a stable job that's paying you income, the next thing you need to do, number two here, is to get a secondary source of income. Yes, I know nobody likes this kind of advice, but the truth is you got to work hard, especially when you are in debt, and you need to have that secondary source of income as soon as possible. If you can have it passive, it's even more the better. Now, if you want to have some ideas on how you can earn a secondary source of income, I have another video. You can click up there and check in the description as well, where I explore 7 or 8 ideas of very simple side hustles you can start straight away. And it's not even as hard as you think to earn that secondary source of income. So you got to put the hours, you got to put the hard work. I know it's not glamorous advice, but if you speak to most millionaires and self-made millionaires, high net worth people who have built their businesses from the ground up, you will hear that they have a lot of hard work and they spend a lot of time to hustle and to get a secondary income, third income. But the important thing is they are able to generate some sort of a passive income. Passive income just means if the work that you do today continues to pay a source of income as the time goes on. So different types of businesses and hustles that can give you that kind of income. So you really see the secret is hard work and building that secondary or third source of income with the time you have available so that you can make your first million. And that is really one of the hardest things you do. So unless you're a second generation wealthy person or fluent background, then perhaps you need to earn another source of income. And of course, if you can, make sure it's passive as well, so that the work that you do today can continue to pay you in the future as well. So after you've done number 1 and 2, number 3 is very, very important, which is to pay yourself an allowance. So here's how you do it. Basically, what you do is you aggregate or average the amount of your expenses for the last 3 months, take it and, put in your food expenses, your traveling expenses, a bit of, lifestyle expenses if you want to, but it should be quite as lean as possible, but at the same time, not too tight that you don't have any excess and extra as well. So for example, if you are earning a $5,000 salary per month, what you want to do is maybe pay yourself an allowance money of maybe $2,000 or $2,500 to $3,000 maximum, and you should be living off that as an allowance income. So that means the rest of the remaining money that you have should be used for paying off legitimate debts or to invest or to save. So here's where number 2 comes in very powerful. It's because if you're earning a secondary source of income, you're going to have additional income that will be another layer on top of your primary income. And that means that you have this additional source of income that you can invest and can only be used to invest or pay off your debt first. If you can live strictly under point number 3 for this allowance income that you're having and make it fixed every month, disciplined and have that budget, you are definitely going to be out of debt faster than you think, because you would use the additional source of income to start paying off that debt or to buy insurance or to invest it to get interest. Now that is more important than just starting off to pay your debt first as generic advice. So if you can do 1, 2, and 3 diligently, you can see the magic happens when you can use that secondary source of income and you pay yourself a fixed allowance and you use this secondary source of income. Any additional income is purely invested, purely saved, or used to pay your debt first. And that is the secret of how you start clearing it. So it's not so much of clearing your debt immediately with income, the little income that you have, which might not be possible, but to focus on getting a secondary source of income and make sure you're protected from any of the things that come, for example, sicknesses and illnesses. And then when you focus on the secondary income that comes in, make sure you use that and you live off an allowance, use that income to pay off whatever you need to pay off, or you can even invest it. You should have an extra for that as well. So I have another video where I talk about what you should do with your first paycheck. If you click over here, you should be able to see the video, or the link is in the description below. And I hope that helps you as well. So if you watched to the end of this video, thank you very much for supporting the channel. I hope this video was helpful to you. And if it is, do remember to like and subscribe, and of course share with a friend so that it can help them as well. So you have a great week and you have a great day.